Welcome back to Joe's GF. Dallas Cowboys week 14, week 15, I don't know where we're at here, but yeah, couldn't say I didn't see this one coming. Leafs, Cowboys, whenever there's a big victory, the letdown is coming. So the best example I could have is the Leafs finally got out of round one, beat Tampa, then nosedive in the second round against Florida. Biggest win of the season, biggest win in years for Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. They can't sustain it. That's the problem with this team, with the coach, the quarterback. That's what they have to overcome. But let's get into it. Quarterback, he's like the fifth guy I'll blame this time. Josh Allen, 7 for 15, 94 yards. By the way, KFC, me and my boy Pierce, we split a bucket on my cheat day, down another 5 pounds, 55 total this year. Keep it going. I thought it would be a bigger bucket, but what are you gonna do, man? I followed his lead, man. To a chicken, I went with the brother, but anyway. Next year we'll get a different one. We'll try a different bucket somewhere else, but still delicious, good taste, not good for you kids, not all the time. Anyway, back on track. Josh Allen was 7 for 15. That's it. 94 yards. TD pass, TD running. He's breaking records doing that stuff too, but it all came down to James Cook. 179 yards on 25 carries. TD receiving, TD rushing. That's the Cowboys' problem. They can't stop the run. This has been going on for years, even before Dan Quinn. Everyone remembers the 2018 divisional round against the Rams. That's the problem with the Cowboys. If you can't stop them, how are you going to stop the Niners? Even though they did stop them last year, and then Dak stopped us from advancing. So that's where we're at this year. But before you can give it to Dak Prescott, Sam Williams, that was the most pussy way I've ever seen a player try to go for a block. When you're trying to block a punt, people, dive. Soldier Boy, Bobby Orr in the fucking finals. This guy went up and turned like a fucking, I don't want to get in trouble there with the sexist stuff. Turned like a little bitch, like a little pussy. I can't believe it. He's a pretty good linebacker, but that cost them all these roughing the penalty, roughing the passer. The refs are ruining it. Josh Allen sold one of them. Dak got a few, but he actually got, dinged in the helmet. They got to do a better job of that. Where Mike McCarthy was shit, Stephon Diggs with the fumble. You and the guys up top, your video crew, you guys got to wear that one, take the L. That could have turned the game around at the time. So you add all of this up, 21-3 halftime, game's over. But, Dak, you want the money, you got to put the team on your back in the second half, and you weren't able to do that. Who gets a free pass? Tony Pollard, 11 carries for 52 yards. In a game that got away from him, he ran the ball well. Nobody else. Jake Ferguson, only 2 targets. That's embarrassing. So, for all the good stuff that Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, as soon as you give them some roses, right back to shitting on them. So that's what they have to work on. You're at Miami next weekend. A-Chain, if A-Chain is playing Mostert, we'll see if you guys can defend the run. I think it's going to be a problem that is going to lead to Dallas not going too far in the playoffs. So we'll see. We got this Eagles game on. Hopefully they lose to the Seahawks, but it looks like Dallas is going to be the 5th seed, and they're going to Tampa or New Orleans. That should be a layup, but imagine they lose that one. Then what are we going to think of Dak and Mike McCarthy? So this can go a lot of different ways. Don't panic, Cowboy Nation. Mind you, we always panic, but it's going to come down to the playoffs. Even for the Bills, great. Couple good wins. You're 8-6. You might even make the playoffs in the AFC. It always comes down to the playoffs, guys. So give Dak and the boys a little break, but where I'm not going to give them a break, this is the same shit. This is no different than the Romo era. We can't sustain wins. We're not advancing the playoffs. So if Dak Prescott wants to separate from 9, you got to start showing it in the playoffs, brother. It is cruel. It is unfair. But you're the quarterback of America's team, and you're going to get a lot of blame, but you're also going to get a lot of praise. So start working on that praise, brother. Next week, on to Miami.